beats echo through the night, with every dream an endless flight. Together strong, let's break the mold. Our rebirth and stories told. It's time to renew, rebuild, restore. Unlock the dreams we've been waiting for. Rise up higher, more and more. With every breath, a new dawn's roar.
Renew, rebuild, restore, one episode at a time. If you have not yet subscribed to Rebirth Podcast, please subscribe. Subscribe now. Tonight, we are going to be talking to Levante Dorsey, LCSW. She is the author of the new book, Crushed After a Breakup. This is a journal that's going to help you on your healing journey. And if you have not yet purchased this book, run over to Amazon and order your copy now. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to tonight's episode.
Because really, I shouldn't have to deal with an insecure man who can't handle and appreciate me for who I am and wants to break up with me after all the time I have given him. I mean, wouldn't you agree? And I know we've talked about this a ton of times and you agree with me, but breaking up with me is just ridiculous. And it's just ridiculous. I'm just so over it and frustrated. And really, I'm just going to have to move on because I don't need to be with anyone who tries to treat me like that. I am the prize hunter.
Okay. I hate to tell you this, but
What?
you're obsessed, and I don't know. I can't handle it anymore. I think it's time to see a therapist and read the book. Read the book. Welcome to Rebirth Podcast. I am your host, Shay. I am so excited to have my sissy.
Yeah.
Licensed clinical social worker and now author.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the first time I heard that. Beautiful.
Miss Levante Dorsey. Welcome back to the Rebirth Podcast.
I'm back. Yay.
Yes, absolutely. Look at you. Look at us, y'all.
Yay.
You wrote a book.
I did.
You did. Crushed After a Breakup.
Yes, Lord. Praise
Yes,
God.
yes.
Hallelujah.
How long? How long did it take you to write this?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I know I started at the Christiana Mall in the food court. I did. Because, you know, I like going places where it's like I could tune everything out. And I remember me and
Wait a
Janice-
minute. You tuned everything out at the Christiana
Except I can
food
still
court?
smell the burgers from Five Guys. But yeah,
Okay.
I could tune it all out and work very effectively.
Okay.
And so Janice and I went that day. Shout out to Janice.
Shout out to Denise.
And I just started writing. And then I took a little break because I was like, I don't know what I want to say.
Mhm.
But then I picked it back up at Salad Works. I guess I just like being and that's where I tackled it and got it done.
Yeah. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So what inspired the book?
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Years.
That's where we're gonna start, huh?
Years
Yes.
of heartbreak and
Yeah.
heartache.
You said
Is
it
what
says for
inspired it.
anyone who's loved hard, lost deeply, and is finally ready to heal.
Yeah, tell the people what my Nana said. Open that first page. But tell them what she said. Because listen,
Let me see.
I tell you, old people don't got no filter nowadays, but I love her to death.
Right here.
Where it said, yeah,
Right here.
it should
This
be
whole
that
thing?
first part. Yeah.
Okay. This workbook has been a long time coming. I have always wanted to create a body of work to help people through their toughest moments. This work is the sum of all the things I have learned going through breakups and more recently the end of my marriage. As my grandmother remarked, you are such a pretty girl, but you don't know how to pick them.
Point blank period.
A lot of women say that though, that they have a bad picker.
Yeah, it's broken. That's the best. What? Why are you looking at me like that? You said to be honest here on today.
You feel that your picker was broken?
Yeah, clearly. Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
No. I think yes, and I learned that this past year. I was picking from a broken place. I was picking from a sense of not knowing myself mixed with a pick-me spirit. And that was just never a good combination.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I had a conversation over the summer. I was doing an interview. And one of the things that I said was that our trauma tends to pick the person that we're in a relationship with. That's why it's so important to be able to understand what our past trauma is, because a lot of times it's that is picking where we're going next. And sometimes we don't realize
blinders on.
Right. You don't realize it. But you mentioned, was it a choose me type thing?
So I have found in a lot of self-discovery and sitting with myself and being honest with myself that I didn't fully recognize the full greatness of myself. And my friend Ashley Cooper said it, but I can't think of her direct words, but basically that
she is the favor. Yes.
That I am
saw that.
the favor.
Yes.
And it's not to say that the men aren't, because they're all great in their own right. I'm not here. A lot of people think I'm fitting to bash a man. Absolutely not.
No.
I love the brothers. But for me, it was not realizing that full worth. Especially, I had to really dissect it. And so, growing up being plus size, a lot of times people are feeding in this narrative to you that you're less than already. And I don't even know if they're conscious that they're doing it, but it happens. It's always, well, why don't you lose weight, or why don't you do this? And as you keep doing that, the person internalizes it as, well, something's wrong with me.
Absolutely.
And so if something's wrong with me, I'm already going into relationships thinking I'm less than, or how lucky I am that somebody picked me. And for other people, I mean, for me, it was weight. For other people, it may be anything else that has harmed them or made them feel not 100% like who they want to be in their self-worth. And so realizing that I had a pick, I'm so, oh my goodness, I can't believe they chose me, or oh my goodness, they picked me, they chose me. And yeah, that was just a bad place to be. Coming from.
And do you find that do we tend to ignore, like, in some of those situations, did you have a feeling like maybe this might not be the right choice for me, but you still kind of went with, oh, they chose me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I think I saw some concerns early on, but then, it's the mix of not initially recognizing what my true issue was with the pick me, mixed with the honeymoon phase of everything looks great, mixed with I was already coming off of an unhealthy situationship, and so this just looks better, so it's got to be great, it's got to be turning into something. And then I discovered another part about myself recently. So I run with a narrative in my head about, like, the story, some piece of hair in my eye, the storyline I want and the storyline I'm hoping for. And so I'm falling for the potential that it's going to become this narrative that I have solely created. That is not necessarily happening before me. It's like a twisted way of thinking that a lot of us women do.
We see the potential in people, and we base our decision based off of what their potential is. But if that person doesn't see or understand their own potential, they're never going to live up to that.
Correct.
It's it's just us pretty much setting ourselves up for a lot of hurt, pain, and disappointment. Yeah.
So those parts of the formula weren't working for me at all.
Why does this happen? Because I really see this more so with women than men. I know men have their own issues when it comes down to who they pick as women and stuff like that. But for women, it seems like it's the same thing. We fall in love with potential, or oh, he chose me, or what else is it? There's something else that we think we can change a person.
Yeah,
these are like major things that you see it like rotating in different relationships. Think about.
That's a good question. Why doesn't that show up the same for men?
Yeah. I mean, because you're a therapist, right? So even think about some of your sessions. It's really the same story, just different people.
True.
That you're hearing it from.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's different reasons, but it's just interesting that it's always those three things that really kind of stand out. You thought you could change them, fell in love with potential,
I wonder, because do you feel that women seek out relationships more than men and want that kind of societal, I've accomplished this and now I got to get this and now this, and so we're just going for it differently?
We do, because we were now, again, these recent generations might be a little bit different. But I know my generation, I believe your generation, the generation that's in between you and I.
We're not the same generation, friend. I feel like we're in the same generation.
No, we're not. I'm much older.
Oh.
But I feel that we were pretty much expected. Like the narrative is that we're supposed to graduate high school, go to college, get married, get the white picket fence, have family and stuff like that. So I think we're groomed to be in relationships and have these positive relationships.
That's a good point, because I think back to when I first got married and then had the kid Noah, a church member, and she so innocently, it was nothing, but she said, "I'm just so glad you did it right." I was like, oh. So that shows you right there.
Yeah.
There's this notion of this is the path of how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like a heavy kind of expectation that is put on women from the jump.
Absolutely.
Really.
And especially if you're from the church.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, which, fast forward, causes a lot of people to stay in relationships way longer than they should have because of what their religious beliefs are. They're totally against divorce, right? And that's we can definitely tackle that a little bit later in the conversation. But so I want to get into the book. So I did read the book.
Oh my gosh, you did?
I did. I was in the, you know what? I was in the sauna and I read it.
In the hot sauna.
I was in a hot sauna with a glass of wine, and I had my water too. But I had my book, and I sat there and I read the book. She has exercises in the book, questions and places where you can journal. I read the book. I have not gone back to journal yet, and I'm going to do that. But I did read the book, and it's a very easy read. And if you're not ready to face some truths, then you might not want to read it yet. But if you're ready to face some truths, then she definitely puts you in the right place. So in the beginning, it said, "Is it really over?" So I'm going to read a couple things out the book.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about it. Okay.
It's like a book club.
Yes, it is. So first of all, I love the pictures.
Oh yeah. Oh, shout out, however you say it, to HBD Studios, Rachel Haywood and her brother Steve. They're just amazing in my corner, but she is the mastermind behind the book cover, the design, all of that. Yes.
Okay, nice. Very good. Very good. So you said, "I was tired. I had no more fight left in me. It was time to face the reality. It was really over." A lot of times, the hardest part is accepting that the relationships we thought we had is not the one we are living in, as well as accepting that the relationship is beyond repair.
That girl wrote that, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk to me about that moment.
So I talked about it too the last time I was on. It was shortly after giving birth to Noah and recognizing like I was in just a dark place
Mhm.
and realizing that the marriage was basically done, like
Mhm.
crumbled beyond repair. And even it's interesting, even in those dark moments, I still had hope.
Mhm.
Like, okay, Lord, what you fitting to do? But I think the Lord was saying, girl, just stop. And again, not to bash the father of my
Mhm.
child, but we just were no longer compatible. We just did not have the same beliefs, expectations, values. And as much as I would want to hold on to it because that's where it was comfortable, that's the
Yeah.
person I have known and grown to love. And now I'm in that part of the story where I didn't accomplish this, I didn't had the kid, I done got married, and wait, what? It wasn't supposed to end out of nowhere.
Right, exactly.
But I would have been doing a disservice to myself and to him and to Noah if we tried to stay together and make that work.
Yeah. And that's a, that's a tough place to be, is when that moment that it hits you that this is really done. This is really over, right? But it's a tough place to be, but it's actually the moment where you really start to pivot and learn that now I have to grieve.
And that's the hard part.
That's the
especially
hard
when
part.
that like physical pain kicks in, and we talk about stomach pains or whatever, but like when that kicks in, so you're physically sick, you're emotionally sick, you're confused, you don't know what your next steps are going to be. It's like you don't even have a clear thought in that moment, and just trying to grasp for air is very challenging. And a lot of people want to avoid it, and they don't want to grieve, and they just want it to go back, rewind time to the good times, but a lot of times you just can't do that.
Yeah. And I found when, of course, I was going through mine, not only did I had to grieve the marriage that I was in and everything, but I also had to grieve what I thought the future was going to look like.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I remember now I'm age 53, but I remember having conversations and us talking about our son when he turns 21 and what ages we're going to be and what that's going to look like and all of that. And my son just recently turned 21. And it looks different, right? We're in different states, and yes, we have a good friendship, but it's different. The conversations that we had is not what happened. So right. So it's like really just like being able to give yourself permission, because we all have these ideals of what our future is going to look like. And when it doesn't look like that, what comes to mind? We immediately think we're failures. Or, did you feel that? Did you have that F word hit you at one point?
Yes. Especially because I felt like, whoo, this ship is sunk quickly. Dang, girl, you couldn't keep it together for that. And so, yeah, you feel those things. And then, I mean, you can allow yourself to go there and feel it for a second, but what good is that going to do you?
Right.
And the biggest part of my healing that I talk about in the book was, I think a lot of times you want to blame the other person and be like, this is what you did and you messed us up and da-da-da. But I had to take accountability for my own mess as well that I brought into, and how I showed up or how I wasn't present was the biggest thing. Not that it excuses other actions or behaviors, but I had to take accountability for myself as well.
There's something in the book, and I don't want to jump ahead because I want to comment on what you just said, because there's an area that I highlighted there. But I'm gonna go with this one first. You said at one point in our marriage, work had become my partner.
Yes.
I will leave you to imagine what that did for my relationship.
And I'm gonna still leave you to imagine it, but I think, and I think about why I am like a hard worker, and I like accomplishing goals and tasks and writing books feels mighty good. And so I think in one sense I was focused on like the next chapter of Levante. I didn't
Mhm.
finish grad school, Ivy League, all the prestigious stuff. And it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do next? So I
Mhm.
was focused on building the practice. And I mean, I'm figuring that out every day, every step of the way. And as well as thinking, all right, I want to make sure we have a solid future together. So I got to get to this money and figure out like a solid plan. And I think I had such tunnel vision that I
Mhm.
didn't realize, like, girl, this is all you're doing night, day in
Mhm.
and day out. Like
Yeah.
someone's asking for your attention and you're just like, one more minute.
Mhm.
And that turns into hours. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, it was definitely where my mindset was. And
Yeah.
I would think that's pretty common for a lot of high achieving women
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
am calling myself high achieving. So let's be
Yeah.
clear
I
on that.
mean, as you should. As you should. I I'm guilty of that. I know you're looking at me like, yes,
Aren't we all? It
I
shouldn't be a
am.
crime.
I am guilty of that. I do try to. I am trying to get better with it. Um, but I am guilty of that, and I just think it's just the positions. We are therapists. Number one. Sometimes there's no 9 to 5 for us. You never know when somebody is going to have a crisis or whatever. But then when you're a business owner as well, not only are you a therapist, but you're running the practice. You have staff. You have, it's a lot of people that you have to take care of outside of just your patients.
Mhm.
On top of making sure that your company is running. So it is a lot. Was there a time, or because here's the thing, I think that it's okay to be able to be high achieving and do the things and all of that, but I also think your spouse also knows the type of person you are when they married you,
Yes.
right? So they also know that they have to have grace in some of those areas. But you said something. I'm trying to get us to this money. I had tunnel vision. I'm trying to get our future. I heard you say I'm trying to. I'm
Mhm.
trying. So how does someone, or what advice would you have to someone that maybe is in the same situation? How can we get the spouse to get on board with, let's get this money together? Like, what are some things that maybe could have made a difference?
So that's a loaded question in many ways because I can see that going different directions. So on
Mhm.
one end, I think there needed to be a coming back together of minds of
Mhm.
this is where we are, this is the goal. How can we both come together to work towards this goal? Or do we even have the same common goal? Like,
Right.
do you really just want me to hustle on my own and
Right.
it just be sweet? And I
Right.
don't think that was the case, but I think there was a difference in how we saw hustle and achievement.
Okay.
But I do think a different conversation could have happened, and I
Mhm.
didn't recognize fully, and I don't know if he did as well, what his needs were and what he was
Mhm.
bringing in unhealed,
Mhm.
because I later found out there was some things that was like, oh, well, that when I showed up that way, that couldn't have felt good for you because you haven't healed that part of
Right.
you,
Right.
and that probably just
Yeah.
made you feel like crap. I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
But then I saw a video, you might have sent it to me or Janice did, that we're in a new age where there are high achieving women who
Mhm.
are making the money and being the
Mhm.
providers, and what we need is something different from our partners support
Mhm.
wise.
Yep.
And how that looks is different for every woman,
Yep.
but it's definitely that safety, that comfort, and that trust, not, oh, I'm the man, I'm taking care of
Right.
everything. And so
Right.
I think it has to be a maturity level at times to have that honest conversation of
Mhm.
what the need is in the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. And I think that our male counterparts, either you're okay with it, or you're not, and you
Yeah,
have to
and it's
know
not a
that.
dig to your
Yeah.
masculinity at
Yeah.
all, because we love you, we want to ride die with you,
Absolutely.
but this isn't back in the day
Right.
anymore.
Right.
And you still serve an amazing purpose in my life. It just has shifted
Mhm.
in a way.
Yeah, it just looks different.
Yeah.
And it's okay that it looks different.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of have a lot of reflective questions on here. Um, One was, what part did you play in the demise of your relationship? Even if your part was getting in a relationship you knew you should have not been in.
That girl, listen, because baby, I'm gonna put the questions. I'm gonna have you reflect now.
Did you hear it?
Even if
Let
it
me read.
was. Say it again.
Let me read it to the people in the back. What part did you play in the demise of your relationship, even if your part was getting in a relationship you knew you should not have been in? Go talk to the people.
Talk to the people.
Talk to the
Okay,
people.
people. Because if we're really honest with ourselves, and it goes back to when I said I was coming into a relationship unhealed. I was coming from a situationship where just because this one looked a little better still didn't mean it was the right one for me. And a lot of times we do that. And we know from the beginning, like, no, this ain't gonna be good. But we have that hope. We have that I'm in too deep. We have, it feels comfortable, whatever it is. But in the end, it ends up hurting us because we haven't been true to ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And so it's all about accountability.
Yeah.
And being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Because it isn't, again, always the other person. You have to take some ownership in what's going down as well.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a big one, man, because I think that there are times where you knew. Not, I'm not saying you knew, but there's times where you just like, but it's that thing of, man, I in this moment, this person plays or does or feels comfortable, and this is what I need in this moment. But I don't think we really think about, okay, in this moment, but this moment might pass. Seasons pass. Are you still going to be what I need next season? The season after that?
You know what else it is?
What?
A scarcity mindset. Because in today's world, us women are concerned, is this my only shot? Like, is there better out there?
Time
is there
running
more?
out. Right.
Yes. And so we're like, I better just work with this because this is what I got.
Yep.
I know what it's coming with.
Yep.
And better might not come. But listen, glory to God. He tells us we could get, he knows our heart. We are his, we're the favor. I've been going to Bible study more. Yeah.
That's good. So silly. But that is a very good point. I definitely agree with that, right? And it even talks about that in the Bible. I ain't gonna quote it because I'm gonna get it wrong. But it talks about, it does talk about like it's going to be a certain amount of men to women in the Bible. You never said it?
Part yet.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. If you guys know what I'm talking about, put the
We're Ashley Cooper now. Ashley, tell us.
It does talk about how there is, I don't know how many to a woman, but it talks about scarcity.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely did. And I that's a very good point to make. And
I hear that a lot, especially in sessions and day-to-day talking with people, just wondering, well, when am I going to find my person? Or when you got a person, whether they good, bad, indifferent, you try to hold on to them.
Right.
No matter what.
Right. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's definitely a big one. You talked about so let's talk about the stomach pains, right? And how all of that stuff comes up for you. You know, all those emotions and everything that you go through, how it comes out. I'll share experience with you that happened to me years ago, girl. But go ahead. Talk about the stomach pains.
For stomach pains, for me, that chapter was literally like when you can't eat, you can't sleep, you don't want to talk to anyone, you're isolating from everyone, and you physically feel horrible. Because you're going through this loss, you're going through the confusion. It's like the grief. It mimics those feelings of when you physically lost someone in this world.
Yeah.
But just managing through that discomfort. I remember when I was in the thick of it, two things. My friends pulled up on me. I remember they took the trash out and everything. It was so beautiful. But it was like I was holding on by a thread, trying to take care of this new baby and feeling like a shell of a person. Like it was just bad. But then I remember the prayer. I'll never forget that prayer. I said, Lord, I need your help. Because you gave me this baby boy and I need to be able to take care of him. And it was like a switch went off.
Yeah.
And then I was back in go mode.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And sometimes it just takes that. But then there's other times it's much harder.
Yeah. You just got to keep going through it.
It's much harder.
Well, what happened to you, Fred?
Do you remember how long you were in limbo? I was in limbo for 3 years. I was in limbo for 3 years. What happened to me? Oh my God. Yeah. The anxiety had gotten so bad. I remember taking the boys. Obviously this was when they were much, much younger. I was taking them to summer camp and I kept feeling my chest tightening up. And I'm like, what is going on? I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I'm just like, okay, I gotta get there. I I just need to get them to the door because I didn't want nothing to happen.
Yeah.
With me, with them, right? Yeah. So I'm like, if I can just get them to the door. And I remember walking up the steps, going in, and I'm out of breath, and I'm looking at the, person at the door, and I'm trying not to show her that something's going on, but like, go ahead and take them, I thought I was having a heart attack.
Oh my goodness.
I thought I was having a heart attack. It was just so bad. I did drive myself to the ER, and it was so bad that I literally coasted up in the front of the hospital. Whoa. Opened the door, never closed the door back, just literally kind of stumbled out the car into the emergency room. And it was all anxiety.
Wow.
I was having some type of panic attack, and I've never had that again, ever. But when I tell you, if that's what heart attacks feel like, I don't want anything to do with it. It was really, really bad. And at that point, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta get this.
I can't do this.
I gotta get this stress I gotta get the stress off of me and really figure out what am I doing and get out of this limbo. And that's what I said. I was in limbo for 3 years before I decided, you know what, it's time.
I remember being there in limbo with you, friend. We would sit in the office and talk in the dark.
We sure did.
That office used to be so dark
and creepy. And creepy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So it's you have this moment, but you won't know until you know. You'll do it when you're truly ready to do it.
Yes.
There's no time frame on it. There's no time frame on your healing. It really isn't.
It's like it just clicks and you just gotta go for it.
You just gotta go for it. Enough. You know when enough is enough.
Yeah. Side note, people with glasses that take them on and off crack me up.
I know, right?
What do y'all be doing? Can you not see?
I only need them with reading. I don't need them for anything else.
Well, but they cute. Leave them on.
No, but when I leave them on, you're blurry. So your next, and there's a part in the book that says the truth of the matter. You said, I'm saying when you think of your values, this was another one that hit. When you think of your values, when you think of your peace and happiness and dreams, did your ex truly fit the bill? We also must consider, were you the best version of yourself for your ex?
And that's a part of that accountability part, because on the one end, you have to look at, are you trying to make someone fit into this box that is nowhere near fitting into it? They may have pieces that fit, but really when it comes to what you truly want at your core, are you settling?
Right.
And then for myself, when I think of, I wanted to be, well, remember I said it last time very clearly that I am a wife. But
yes, you did. Right in that camera.
I am a wife. But it comes, I also want to be that achiever and that one that goes after the goals. However, I was still dealing with that unhealed part of myself and that pick me spirit. And that's something that I had to work on. A man wasn't going to help me through that.
Yeah.
I had to resolve that within myself.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we walk around not even realizing I haven't healed these things. And I'm hoping that even with the book, even for people who aren't going through a breakup, that when you do some of these activities, you're able to come to a different realization about what you're needing, even to be better in your current marriage or relationship.
Absolutely, because I think this would be great for someone that is looking to get in a relationship. This is like pre-work.
Yes.
Pre-work that you can do, so you don't have to get to this point.
Be like, dang, I should just read the book. Levante tried to tell me.
You have a segment in here called Grace Over Anger and Revenge.
Ooh, it's that one right there.
That one. That's you
need favorite.
you need to talk about that, because
So I wanted to be a little waiting to exhale, set little fires, burn up clothes, maybe slash some tires. Of course.
Bust the windows out your car.
Bust the windows out your car. Of course. I feel like anger, of course, is a natural part of when you break up.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I did say a couple curse words. I don't curse. I don't do that no more. Friend. However,
you don't do what no more.
I don't curse in anger. All right. I try my best not to curse in anger, Lord. Gosh, we working on it, God. But I knew if I am not like an angry person, that just isn't who I am. And if I allowed that anger because of the situation to take over, I knew, one, I wouldn't recognize myself. Two, it was going to put he and I in a place that just was going to be horrible. But the biggest thing was I knew I needed to show up in a certain way so that it didn't affect my son.
Yeah.
Because that was the most important part of it for me. Like, I don't want my kid to be affected by these adult decisions or this lack of adult communication.
Yeah.
And so while I wanted to be angry, while I wanted to do a lot of things, I still had to honor myself and, say what I felt at times and still have boundaries. But I had to realize he's not my enemy. We just don't get along. We just don't have the same values. We just don't, we love each other. Of course, that's never going to change, but we're just not for each other. And just because we broke up doesn't mean we need to be enemies. And in those moments of anger, the Lord clearly told me, give grace. Like, that was a clear word that I can't escape from. And so in those moments, I had to keep reminding myself, grace. The Lord said grace. Grace. Give grace. Keep the peace. Give grace. And it has made a world of difference. It really has. Not just like for our relationship, for our co-parenting relationship, but just for me and how I overall feel. And I don't look back at that and have big regrets on how I showed up in anger. I feel pretty good about how I showed up, even when I was upset. It's like my head was up high, like, yeah.
That was the next question. Because you had grace for him, but did you give grace for yourself as well? Because I think that's important too.
I would say I don't think, and when I think of that moment, I don't think my mind was on that part. No. But I think more so I was focused on what God expects of me and how I'm supposed to show up even in anger, even in people I don't care about, at that same capacity. And so was I conscious of the grace I was giving myself? Not really. But as I look back now, I think I did pretty darn good.
What you really want to do, friend? What did you really want to do?
What did I really want to do?
If you didn't give grace, what did you really want to do?
I don't know if that could be spoken on live television. Not indicting myself.
I know that's right.
No. I mean, like I said, bust some windows. You kind of want, and I hear this a lot in sessions, you want them to reap what they have sown in a way. But then when you think like we all played a part, that doesn't line up with that either. And so
yeah. You took the high road, like Michelle Obama said.
And it feels good.
And look how God's been blessing you.
Look how God has been blessing me. That part too, because the favor has been. I told y'all that the Lord forgave my student loans. What was that, 100,000?
Yes.
That was during that time frame after I gave the grace.
Yep.
You get listen.
Yep.
Don't make me. You need a little praise music, Jen.
I know that's
Don't
right.
make me start.
She got the feet and the ducks music on. What is happening right now? Or is it just highlighted?
Feet in the duck. Glory.
We gotta get some church music going. When would the pain end?
When will the pain end?
Yeah, when would the pain end?
I don't know. I still have pain moments. Because like you said, you like when you get to 21 and you're like, oh, this isn't the narrative that was going with the storyline. I think it dies down some as you work through those emotions and you come to those different realizations and moments of accountability.
Yeah.
But there's still some sting moments. Like currently, Noah is the one who brings the stings because he's like, Dad, come to my house. And I'm like, Dad's going to his house. And then you feel like, oh man,
right,
we done messed this up. But you move forward, you keep loving the kid, you keep working together, and you show him positive between the two of you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Has that been challenging? Figuring out what the co-parenting relationship and stuff will look like?
It has its challenges because that's my boy, that's my baby, and both of that's his for his dad, that's his baby too.
Yeah,
and we both have opinions on how things should be, and we know I'm a bullhead at times, and so I've been learning. I know. I've been learning that that's his daddy, and he loves him just the same, and I can sit back. Like I was proud of myself the other day. He made some decisions. I just shut my mouth and let it be. I was proud of myself.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
I know, right?
That's good. That's good. The rediscovery of me, which is that's a big word for me, right? You already know how rebirth came about and rediscovering her and all of those things. I remember when I hit that moment and it was just like, man, where have you been at this whole time? Like, girl, where have you been? And there was so many things and such a wonderful journey that rediscovering myself took me on, that it made me grateful that I actually went through what I went through. Yes. And that's the interesting part. So in your book, you says rediscovering yourself after a breakup is an empowering journey of self-exploration and growth.
You want me to say something? Okay. I was about to make a joke, but I won't make the joke.
Go ahead, make your joke.
I was going to say, Fran rediscovered herself when she was outside. Okay.
I was outside. She was the reason why I was outside.
Because we're going to clear this up on today, on the rebirth. I said, Fran, just put your pinky toe in.
I put
a little
my toe
bit.
in.
She put the whole foot, the other foot, everything.
The whole body.
She was outside and I was in the house talking about, is she outside?
We never outside the same time.
Bless the Lord. But okay. The rediscovery.
Oh gosh.
It really showed me the strength I had, because I remember in the thick of it, it feels like you're never going to get out of this dark place. It's like a hole. You're just waiting to see the light. And to know that with God's help, I was able to pull myself out of that and come out great and create something from it that will help others. It's an amazing feeling. And I think I told Janice, I knew that God was going to turn that whole segment of my life into something. I didn't know what it was going to be. I darn sure. Remember, you was reading some lines back and I was like, I said that? I was that vulnerable in this book? What? But clearly he was guiding me when I was writing it. But just to know that painful moment for me can be, because I'm always surprised. A lot of people say like, "Oh, Vontae, you inspired me," and I'm like, "Y'all watching me, little old me?" But the fact that my story, my pain could turn to just help someone else to be better is the biggest testament I got.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always feel, I mean, your test is your testimony.
Mm-hmm.
You're going through this not just for you, you're going through this because somebody's going to need to hear your story. They're going to need to know how you got through.
Yeah, but it don't be feeling like that in the moment.
Yeah.
You be feeling forgotten in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I think is important, and you point this out, you say, who is in my corner? Right? Most of the time when we're going through this, especially when it comes down to stuff that matters of the heart and, marriage and all of that, it can kind of have a like a embarrassment tone to it, or you feel shame, or you just want to isolate, and you don't necessarily tap into your village and the people that can help you, at least support you through it. It took me probably about 3-4 months before I even said anything to my own mom.
Yeah.
It took me that long just to say it to my mom, because just saying it meant that it was
reality.
True.
Yeah.
Right. And then I can't tell you how long after that it took for me to really start letting people know, like my close friends know that, what was happening or what was going on. So how important, number one, to have a village, and how do we normalize tapping into that village when we're going through something like this, instead of isolating, which most of us do?
Yeah. It's tricky because I think of those people who are like, I don't have anybody. And I'm like, nobody? You got at least one person that they will drop things and come to your rescue. However, what we do is make excuses and say, oh, they're too busy, or they're dealing with their own things, and I don't want to bog them down with this. But then, like you said, there's also that feeling of embarrassment, or what are they going to think about me? Or I don't even want to utter what's been happened, because if we're honest, there's also that part where you're still wondering, is it really over? And if I say this about them, will they hold it against them? And will we be able to move forward? But for me, while I naturally wanted to isolate, I knew I just couldn't. One, because my friends are too nosy. And nosy in a good way. So it was never going to be where they didn't recognize that something was wrong with me or going on with me. But there's so much power in that, because friends can step in, and like I said, they even just came and took out the trash. They even just came and sat with me. And as much as I did not want to shed one tear or that ugly cry in front of them, they were there, and I felt supported, and it gave me another breath. And sometimes that lifeline is being able to take that next breath to say, I'm going to be able to push forward and get through this. And so isolating is never the solution. You need to be able to lean on your supports in those tough moments.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It is important, so if you are watching and you are going through a breakup, or, or if you're a person that tends to isolate when you're going through a hard time, this would be, something important to really think about, is tapping into your village, because it is important. And like you said, you have someone. It might not be, because sometimes we'll say, I don't have anybody, but it's just not the ideal person that you have in mind. And sometimes the ideal person that you have in mind is not the right person.
Yes.
So yeah, that's just something to really think about. Whoo, child, you said, don't let me make the same mistakes.
Yolanda Adams. Over and over again.
This happens.
Why, friend? Why does it happen?
One of the scariest and anxiety-provoking parts is once you are healed and considering love again. Yes, although you have done great work, there is still work to be done. One thing we do not want to do is choose the wrong person again or be hurt again in similar ways.
Yeah, I think that one speaks to you better get the book and do the work, number one. Because as we're even talking today, there's so much you have to process through and recognize before you can even step into another relationship. Because a lot of us, once you've had that experience, of course you put a wall up in some form or fashion. But we know a wall isn't going to be welcoming to that next person.
Right.
I think about that one time, well, all the Tyler Perry movies got it in there, but the woman who didn't had her heart broken, now the man who really is a good man is coming, and he can't get a chance.
He got to pay for all the stuff that she done went through from all the other men in the past.
Yeah, and this is how bad I am as I put my foot back in the dating pool. Now I'll be like, well, this is coming up for me, and I'm recognizing that it's not your issue, but I'm just telling you it's coming up for me.
Yeah, it's a big thing, you know. It really is a big thing. Some of it I would say could be triggers.
Yeah.
You know, it's triggers that
why you flip that phone over. What's that?
That was one of my triggers.
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. I did not mean.
I
did not know that. I know that.
Flip the phone over.
I didn't know that.
That was one of my triggers, though.
Yeah.
It really was. And it's so funny because I remember after going through my divorce and then finally deciding to start dating again, that was something that I looked for. I remember being out to dinner, and if the guy that I was out to dinner put their phone down and they turned it upside down,
Baby.
the date was over.
Oh, you done.
The date was over.
Because what don't you want me to say?
The date was over. But you know.
Oh, so wait, let's think about what are those things that women, they'd be triggers.
So it's the flipping of the phone, right? It's also the phone ringing and you not taking the call. Or you got to go take the call outside the room. What else?
What she said two could play that game? I was working late. No. New draws. It's a whole bunch of them. But
right.
Any type of switch up.
Yeah.
Because it is scary to put your heart out there again, but it's all a chance and a risk and a trust. It's not, and you and I talked about this before, it's not necessarily a trust of the other person, but a trust in yourself.
Yeah,
that you've done the work, you'll recognize the red flags, and if something isn't working for you, that you'll say, I'm the favor.
Absolutely. And I think those, you know, no, yes, there are triggers, but I also think there are things to look to, you know, to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think the biggest one is inconsistency. You know, you have one day somebody's love bombing you, texting you all day, then you don't hear from them for 3 or 4 days.
Exactly.
You know, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you because I've worked with women in the past where they're stuck here because they don't want to make the same mistake. Everybody gets shut out. Or soon. It might not even be a red flag. It might just be a yellow one.
Yes.
But as soon as they hear something, I'm sorry. My assistant, she made it went like this, like she heard something, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, as soon as they hear something, but as soon as they see something or notice something that feels a little, then they shut everything down.
Yeah. And I think that's natural. 2 parts to that. And this is why the book is 14 Days of What God Wants You to Know, because I think prayer and faith make that look a little different.
Mhm.
Because the Lord gonna straight up tell you whether you want to be listening or not. He's
Mhm.
gonna say,
Mhm.
But as well as, yes, you're gonna have those moments where the red flags are just hitting you, and your
Mhm.
friends are gonna be like, girl, this don't seem good.
Mhm.
But then if it's a yellow one, and I've had this come up in some therapy sessions, I think it's cool where the guy will come back and say, hey, and just give a different kind of assurance and comfort. Like, no, that isn't what the situation is. I think sometimes you need a man secure enough to go that extra step to show you,
Yeah.
like, all right, you doing a little
Too much.
too much right now. But I understand
Yeah.
what you've been through, and because you are important to me and I don't want to lose you, I'm going to
Mhm.
support you in this way until you can gain that trust with
Yeah.
me. And I think that takes a special kind of treatment and understanding, because that is going above and beyond when maybe most people don't want to.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, that the other person have to be the person that is healing and that's being triggered. You have to convey what's going on.
Yes.
You have to be able to communicate that to that person, and not in a accusatory way.
Yeah.
Right? Because that may not even be the case, but to be able to say, this is coming up for me. And I'm not saying that you're intentionally doing this or to, making me feel this way, but this is something that is coming up for me. And then give them the opportunity to be able to elaborate a little bit more. It's when you don't bring it up. It's when you don't talk and you just hold it in and you like,
Got a whole tally going.
we're doing all of that. And it's just like, it might not even be that, but to be able, I can't hold on. Girl, let me tell you something. I gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I literally cannot
He's
physically.
like, what was that?
Right. I'm addressing it. Like, okay, what's, it's important.
It is, because then if you don't give it words, you just have those things piling up under the rug. And then you explode one day and the person is like, what did happen? Because you've never made mention of something that you guys could have worked through. Possibly.
Absolutely. So now we're getting towards the end of the book where we on our healing journey, and we're giving grace, and we don't work past anger and the stomach pains and all of this. We know why we here, why we got here.
Yes.
What do I want?
Girl, I got a whole list in my phone. I wrote it down.
Do you?
I do.
What do I want? That's hard, because here's the thing. Is it that hard? Let me ask myself that. Is it really hard?
Is it too hard for God? Because remember,
nothing's too hard for God.
Exactly.
Nothing's too hard for God. And just to say that the book is on the premises of, because we're going to get to that at the end of the book. I love that. I love it. The Promise Keeper. I love that. The reason why, I don't want you to talk about it, I want to hear your opinion. But the reason why I feel sometimes this can be very challenging is because what you want in one season may not be the same thing you want in another season.
That's honest.
Right? It's just an honest opinion. But I think it really goes to, what are the things that I need that cannot change within these seasons?
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what are those
like a solid
important
foundation
things? Yeah. What is what is the non-negotiables of the person that I'm with? What are those things that whoever's in my life, it has to be consistent? Understanding that people grow and people change, but these are some things that I need and I know I want. Right? So if it's coming from that perspective, but you say you have a whole list.
I do.
So how did you even get to that list?
I forget how I got to it. Probably, no, it was something else I heard on social media, and it was like, write out what you want. And I was like, and that loan forgiveness was one of them, and it happened. Thank you, God. But I definitely think that because sometimes women make a list and it's like, girl,
6 feet,
yeah,
chocolate.
you're doing too much. Yes, you can have anything you want, and you don't need to limit yourself because it can go above and beyond. But you also need to. You're so strict sometimes on it that you don't see that this is it. It's just showing up in a different way than what you thought it was going to be.
Exactly.
And so my list isn't that strict, but you definitely have to have God in your life for the foundation, because I need somebody that's going to pray over me and lead me as well. And like mine's is pretty simple, like an amazing stepfather to Noah, because that's important to me. A family guy, because that's important to me. Someone who likes self-care weekends, because we know that's important
That's
to
right.
me.
That's
But
right.
just, and I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think I'm so tight that I can't have wiggle room, but at least I have a slight foundation, because before, remember, I was just coming from, oh, you chose me. I didn't really have any
Right.
true needs, wants, desires laid out for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm in thought right now. That's good. That's good. I think that is a hard question for a lot of people, but she does have questions for reflection that can maybe help you get to that. You know, if you get the book on Amazon, go to Amazon right now and get your book. So to wrap things up, Promise Keeper.
Yes.
This was probably the favorite. I love the book, but this was probably my favorite part of the book. Because it really, well, you talk about what Promise Keeper is. This is your book. You talk about it.
So I can never remember the title of, but it's with Priscilla Shire, and The Overcomer.
I watched that too last weekend. Oh my God, you should have told me I was gonna be crying.
Sorry. I cry on like all the movies, though. It's not
it was
anything
so
new to
good
me.
though.
But the little girl,
yeah,
when they're at the school,
that was so
and
good.
she doesn't know who she is. And I think a lot of times we struggle with who am I, and with our esteem about ourselves. But God gives us a clear picture, the one who created us, of who we are to him. And so in the movie, she says, go to Philippians. And I said, a lot of times when people don't know who they are, let me give them a clear guide of who God says they are in the scripture. And so that part really stood out to me in the movie. And so I knew I needed to put that in the book as a part of that rediscovery, because maybe you just needed a reminder of how amazing and precious and powerful and everything, and the favor that God sees you as. And so I just laid out the scriptures like the ones she did in the movie right at the end of the book, for almost like affirmations to remind ourselves.
Do you mind if I read a couple of them?
No, go for it. I didn't. The Lord said it, not me.
These are so important and reminders. And this is not just for a breakup, right? What she's put in here. This is something I can go to every day. To, especially when you just don't have it in you.
Yeah.
It's just remembering who you are, and some of them are I have redemption, Ephesians 1:8. I am forgiven, Ephesians 1:8. I am blessed in the heavenly realms with every spiritual blessing, Ephesians 1:3. I'm chosen before the creation of the world. I
said Philippians. That was the Bible study scripture.
Yes,
Ephesians.
That's okay.
That was our Bible study yesterday. My bad.
I can be strong, Ephesians 6:10. I have God's power, Ephesians 6:10. I am completed by God, Ephesians 3:19. I can be humble, gentle, patient, and lovingly tolerant of others. Oh, I need to read that one more often. Ephesians 4:2.
That's the grace.
It's just, I can be certain of God's truths and the lifestyle that he has called me to, Ephesians 4:2. These are I love this. I love that this is how you ended the book.
Yes.
Um Excellent. Very well done.
Well,
Very
thank you.
well done. So I'm going to ask you again, who's this book for?
Woo! The book is for generations. My next commercial is going to be being passed down to generations. And it's not just for women, it's for men as well. I know that's been a big question.
Yes.
We all have
Yes.
healing work to do. So, and
Mhm.
there's pictures of men in the book. It's for anyone. Well, I like how you said it. It's pre-work. So if you're looking to
Mhm.
get into a relationship, anyone who recently had their heart broken and you're trying to recover from it, but also anyone in a current relationship and you're like, I think I still have some things about myself to work on,
Yeah.
and you can go through and do the work. Just so it's for everybody, baby. It's for
Yeah.
everybody.
And I didn't get it. I didn't mention the actual. I guess we'll say it's the subtitle: 14 Days of What God Wants You to Know.
Yes, that was
14
very
days
important.
Of what, although I read it in one day. It's meant
She
for
said
14.
14 days. And it was interesting
Mhm.
because I was like, God, how are we going to reach everyone when everyone doesn't believe you to be the same God that I believe you to be? But it was very clear, just put the body of work out there because people are still going to benefit that might not even know God yet. And I think that's even more powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So is there anything else you would like us to know about the book, your journey, what's coming up next for you?
Ooh, what's coming up next? I have no idea. I'm open to suggestions. I'm just doing everything to get the book to the masses that could, really help people to heal. I'm just about people healing. There's so many people right now in pain, not seeing a way out, and the book kind of gives you a little bit of light, a little bit of hope to keep pushing. So no, that's all I got. That's
all
it.
you got?
That's all I got.
Could you please let people know how they can reach out to you, how they can follow you, and again, how they can purchase this book as well?
Yes, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Levante Dorsey. My website, levantedorsey.com. The book is available on Amazon because me and Amazon had a good fight to get the book on Amazon. So it's on there. You check it out. You give it an honest review. And we'll keep pushing. I'll do a Lord, because people are hunting me down. I will do a book signing event or something soon.
I got mine. Mine's a sign.
But yes. And I was telling the people, my mom and dad are so cute. My mom said, I brought so many copies. And then she had me sign them. My dad's talking about he finna give them out to people. What? Well, okay. Well, all right.
That's right. You're going to bless somebody with it. Yes. This has been an amazing interview. Thank you again.
Thanks for having
with
me.
Absolutely. I'm very proud of you.
This is the book's first podcast.
Yes. Woo! That's right. That's right. Rebirth, baby.
Rebirth. Had it first.
I did threaten her, though. I did. Low key, I did.
I know somebody else hit me up. I said, no, it has to be after this date that I come on your show.
Low key, I did threaten her. So, but no, I'm very proud of you. I'm very excited.
Thank you.
And it was, it was fun being a part of the marketing of it.
Oh,
and
yes.
Your commercials are hilarious. I love it. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not yet purchased the book, we already told you a lot about it. We've talked about it. We gave you insight. So what are you waiting for? Go to Amazon right now. Look for it. Crushed After a Breakup by Levante Dorsey, LCSW. All right. Thank you, Levante.
Thank you.
As we go out, we're going to actually play her commercial again as a reminder as to why you need to get this book, especially if you're talking like this and you're beating up your friend's ear. Okay.
Oh, and that was a ode to Sex in the City.
Oh, okay.
It's a clip
Which
from
is your
Sex and the City.
favorite? You love that. Yeah, and shout out to Nita. Nita, you played that part in there. You did a good job with that. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Rebirth Podcast. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our weekly podcast. Until next week, have a blessed week. Good night.
Because really, I shouldn't have to deal with an insecure man who can't handle and appreciate me for who I am and wants to break up with me after all the time I have given him. I mean, wouldn't you agree? And I know we've talked about this a ton of times and you agree with me, but breaking up with me is just ridiculous.
That's the Uber app.
And it's just ridiculous. I'm just so over it and frustrated. And really, I'm just going to have to move on because I don't need to be with anyone who tries to treat me like that. I am the prize, honey.
Okay. I hate to tell you this, but you're obsessed, and I don't know. I can't handle it anymore. I think it's time to see a therapist and read the book.